Welcome back. Whales are buying Ethereum. This is according to some reports, as we have now just exited the first 2 months of 2025 and we are in the final 10 months of the year. Now, we just saw there was an Ethereum conference out in Denver, Colorado. Didn't really hear too much about what was going on there. So we're going to break down a little bit about sentiment from the Ethereum Denver conference, why the Solana and Ethereum maximalists are continuing their meltdown. I mean, guys, let's keep in mind, Solana came from $8 to $250, but even from $8 to $140 is like a 15x, right? And meanwhile, Ethereum, it hasn't even hit its last all-time record high. So why are these maximalists from Solana and also Bitcoin, which has performed better than Ethereum, why are these ecosystems and the developers throwing so much shade on Ethereum? We're going to cover a lot of that in today's video and also hear from Vitalik. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. We upload as much as possible to bring you the latest happening in the financial world. And also give the video a free thumbs up, because thumbs up are free, but crypto is not. Moving right along, Ethereum's Petra upgrade could lay the groundwork for the next market rally. I guess Cointelegraph has been watching this channel because this is something that we've been talking about over the last couple of weeks, right? There is a narrative shift underway. Now, a shift in the narrative can take, a day, a week, months. Typically, it takes a little bit longer period of time. Now, we're hearing about this Petra upgrade going to be going live approximately April of 2025. Now, keep in mind, there's typically delays after delays after delays with upgrades on any blockchain, but specifically the larger and most widely used ones, because they have to make sure that everything works well before they kind of lay it out. But the upgrade scheduled, they're saying March 5. I thought it was going to be in April, but anyway, this could help ease long-term selling pressure, according to a research analyst at Into the Block. This analyst says, while Ethereum's upcoming Petra upgrade won't necessarily trigger an instant price bump, it marks a significant step forward in the ongoing improvements to the Ethereum ecosystem by reducing consensus overhead and boosting Layer 2 scalability. It will expand the network's overall capacity, thereby enhancing its competitive edge. Additionally, there's Ethereum improvement proposals that are going to be putting through increasing the validator staking limit from 32 ETH to 2048 ETH, making it easier for validators to compound their earnings, potentially reducing sell pressure over time. And so there's a lot going on in the Ethereum ecosystem. Also, in the wider crypto ecosystem, we know that there's going to be some kind of crypto summit at the beginning of March. Are we going to see anything passing from a crypto perspective? I don't think that's going to happen for a while. Maybe stable coins will be first, and then maybe some Bitcoin kind of groundwork. But we're already starting to see the SEC change course and move forward in, giving regulatory clarity, which pretty much everybody in America, except for two people, wanted over the last many years. So we're going to keep you guys up to date on that. By the way, we're doing a separate video on this, but Hex and Richard Hart were cleared completely. All charges from the SEC were completely dismissed. So congratulations to them. And I'm sure Hex is going to do quite well in the coming weeks and months. Anyway, we're now also hearing that whales are adding 190,000 Ethereum in the last 24 hours from this article at the beginning of March. It says large investors appear to be taking advantage of the dip. Data from Santiment reveals that whales have accumulated significant amounts of ETH in the last 24 hours, suggesting that institutional players and high net worth individuals are positioning for a potential recovery. Historically, such accumulation phases by big players have preceded strong reversals, indicating that smart money might be betting on an eventual rebound. Now, if you've been watching my videos, none of this should be a surprise, right? The Solana meme coin situation, it's really catastrophic for the entire ecosystem, because that is the craziest thing about the meme coin situation is that after 2 years in the bear market, this is the only thing it apparently that Ethereum has launched or been working on, or from a new project or product standpoint. What else is being released? What else is being used on Solana? What else has the developers launched besides meme coin after meme coin after meme coin that go down 99% within 6 months? The big money, and by the way, I've never invested in Solana, so I'm not saying this because I want Solana to go down. I don't really care what happens with Solana, but the big money is exiting Solana. And where is that money going? It doesn't disappear, right? The valuation went from $250 down to 144, 130, right? Basically, it got cut in half, which means the cap got cut in half. Where did $72 billion in value go? It didn't just disappear, it moved either just probably as stable coins for a while, and now we're starting to see accumulation now that peak fear probably in Ethereum has been hit or is about to be hit. The big money is starting to move back in. Now, if we look at the Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs during the second half of February 2025, we did see massive outflows, mostly from Bitcoin, but that's also because Bitcoin's ETF market cap is much higher. But even in Ethereum, we were seeing 75 million, 100 million outflows from the Ethereum ETFs. So this is another indicator that, hey, big money is pulling their money out of the Ethereum ETFs. Does this mean that they're going to be putting it somewhere else? Does this mean they're just going to put it on the sidelines? Do they think the Ethereum's coming down? Do they just want to kind of wait and see? I think it's a combination of all the above. But the money that exits these Ethereum ETFs, right, these hundreds of millions of dollars over the course of a couple of weeks, in my view, okay, this is the same thing for the Bitcoin ETFs. This is one pool of money that is basically set up to invest in crypto, right? You're not seeing big institutions that own Bitcoin ETFs say, we're out of Bitcoin ETFs for good, right? So if we're seeing these outflows, to me, it means that people are just pulling their money out for now, kind of wait and see what happens with the market. Maybe they're expecting more of a dip. Maybe they're going to put it into the other ETF or newer ETFs that get approved or whatever the situation is. But that money is going to flow. It's going to flow into other assets. It's going to flow back into the asset that it was in potentially. And so if you think about it, if hundreds of millions of dollars comes out of Ethereum ETFs, and we're seeing the Ethereum price go down from, $3,500 to $2,200 in basically a month, what do you think this means for all of that money sitting on the sideline when it decides to re-enter the market? Now, it may come in all together, it may come in separate, it may come in over a wave, but that money is going to flow back into different other assets. We just don't know when, we don't know which assets, and we don't know how much, but most of it will probably flow back in. So my theory about the Bitcoin ETFs, where we're seeing literally $3 to $4 billion come out of the Bitcoin ETFs in 1 week, that money is sitting on the sidelines, right? So you have $3 to $4 billion sitting on the sidelines, ready to buy Bitcoin, while Michael Saylor's continuing to buy Bitcoin for MicroStrategy. Everyday people, companies are continuing to buy Bitcoin. And when that money decides to re-enter the market, this is going to push the price up, in my view, because when the ETFs are selling, they are the liquidity, right? So when MicroStrategy is buying Bitcoin, where is this liquidity for 20,000 Bitcoin coming from? Well, now we know it's coming from the Bitcoin ETFs. And so when the Bitcoin ETFs start buying back all of that Bitcoin that they sold, probably to MicroStrategy, whether directly or indirectly, there's no liquidity, or there's going to be less liquidity on the sell side, but more liquidity on the buy side, because they're buying, not selling. And so then what happens to the price? Much, much higher. This is my thesis on kind of what's happening with the Bitcoin ETFs. And I actually think the slower that Bitcoin ETF money moves back into the crypto market, it's going to, whether it's Bitcoin or Ethereum, but mostly I'm talking about Bitcoin, but Ethereum is going to basically follow the same kind of trend from the billionaires. But I think that if they actually do a slow buyback, it's actually going to push the price up much higher over the longer period of time. So kind of going back to my thesis about where the markets are going from a price perspective, we could be going up like what we saw in 2020, where it was the second half of the year that we saw the movement to the upside. In 2017, it was most of the second half of the year. In 2021, it was basically the beginning of the year and then the end of the year. And so we may see different things from a cycle perspective, but the whales are buying, right? I firmly believe this. And understanding what I understand about, the narrative switch and how these big, like, you think Raoul Pal is just saying, oh yeah, I'm going to just sit in Solana forever with meme coins, taking down presidents, in countries. Like, no. people like that, in my view, are probably, they've already sold their Solana, right? If you're waiting for them to tell you they're sold their Solana, it's going to be in a few months, right? It's not going to be when they sell it. And what are they going to do? They're going to put it back into Ethereum because they know that there's real projects and real products built and building on Ethereum, right? Where Solana, apparently it's just meme coins, which is, I mean, guys, it's the same thing. There's other projects out here that we used to talk about. They still cannot interoperate. I mean, XRP, everybody says, oh, XRP is the best. There's no interoperation with any other blockchain with XRP. Same thing with other coins out here. Cardano, no interoperation. And so we're now in 2025, and people are like, but Cryptoviser, why not this coin? Why not this coin? Why not this coin? Cryptoviser, you're not talking about this coin anymore. And it's like, just go look at my videos from last cycle. It's the same shit. They haven't updated anything. But Ethereum has. Ethereum culture pours into Denver. Now, we didn't really hear that much about ETH Denver. That could be good, that could be bad. I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know how many people showed up and what kind of projects and products that they were showcasing that we didn't already know about. I'm very curious to find out as people kind of come back and reflect. But anyway, market sentiment trends from ETH Denver commentary. Now, altcoin Gordon on X said that the sentiment at ETH Denver might be less favorable, which could indicate bearish sentiment among traders attending the event. This might influence trading strategies by increasing caution among investors in Ethereum-related assets. Now, I don't necessarily, I kind of understand where he's coming from, but I also don't think that the traders have as much say-so anymore, right, from a financial standpoint, as they previously did, right? In previous cycles, and even now with some of the coins or coins that are outside of the top, 100, with not a lot of liquidity, a trader can go into one of these coins and literally pump it or dump it, and with relatively not that much amount of money, right? But now when you're talking about billions and hundreds of billions of dollars from ETF issuers and big financial institutions and stuff like that, there is very little that one can do to manipulate the markets. I mean, a prime example of that is Bitcoin, right? Michael Saylor he has $45 billion worth of Bitcoin in MicroStrategy, or $550 billion. Yeah, it's about 45 billion because they have 500,000 when I'm recording this video, 500,000 Bitcoin. They've been buying and buying and buying and buying and buying. The price has not really moved that much, right? I mean, it has moved, but even after his buys, typically the price goes down in the short period of time. We haven't seen any major movements to the upside after his purchases, right? Over the course of time we have, but not like immediate. And so I don't think that traders in Ethereum could actually move the price because of how much money is actually in it, and because of the wealth distribution has been a little bit more spread. But in a lot of these other ecosystems like Tron is very easy to move, right? Because Justin Sun still controls a large portion of that crypto. So you could see that crypto move very, very harshly from traders. Litecoin, can't really see that. Maybe a little bit more you would see it than Ethereum and Bitcoin because there's less institutional money involved, but you would barely be able to see it. So I don't necessarily agree with altcoin Gordon, but I understand what he's saying about, the fact that the game changes when Wall Street is involved, right? When Wall Street is funding the mechanism, it doesn't matter what the sentiment is there. It really doesn't, because Wall Street is not the type of, it's so large and so much money and so many decision makers. Okay, so think about how long it took just to get one company to adopt Bitcoin. Now, even with that strategy proven, no other major company has adopted crypto. So this takes much, much longer than most people anticipate. But I don't think that the large institutions are like, well, ETH Denver was kind of boring and there wasn't really any excitement there. And everybody, all these nerds were just kind of talking about coding smart contracts. So let's move back to Ethereum. Or, I mean, let's move back to Solana. It's like, no. That's not what Wall Street's doing, right? I actually think it's the opposite. I think most people are thinking, how do I get out of Solana and what do I go into now? That's my personal opinion. I could be wrong on that, obviously. So, do your own research. But I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on that. Moving right along, we're also hearing that Shiba Inu may benefit from Ethereum's Pectra upgrade. In an X post, Shiba Inu marketing lead Lucy highlighted the potential impact of Ethereum's forthcoming upgrade on Shibarium, the layer 2 solution built by the Shiba Inu ecosystem slated for release in 2025. Pectra merges two planned improvements. We talked about this previously. The Shiba Inu employee Lucy underscored several benefits that Ethereum's evolution could bring to layer 2 platforms like the Shibarium. In her post, she noted the upgrade will make layer 2 solutions faster, cheaper, and easier to use, thanks in large part to innovative features aimed at reducing friction and improving accessibility. She elaborated, saying users won't need ETH for gas fees when moving assets, reducing frictions and costs. Moreover, there will be easier onboarding, she says. Flexible gas payments and better user experience mean more people will use layer 2s, driving growth and efficiency. This upgrade makes Ethereum's ecosystem more accessible and affordable, giving layer 2 solutions a huge boost. So, there's your excitement for meme coins. And again, this is in Ethereum's ecosystem. And I think the conversation is also going to go like, what is really a meme coin? Is a celebrity coin that's nonsense, that's just being sniped by the insiders? Is that really a meme coin, or is that just shit coin? Because I think there's a big difference between a shit coin and a meme coin. A shit coin promises that they can do, change the world. And a meme coin is just having fun. Shiba Inu, having fun. Doge Elon Mars, having fun. Dogecoin, having fun. Pepe coin, having fun. Peanut the squirrel, having fun. We're talking about Libra, right? Changing and helping people of Argentina. When literally one of the implementers of it had $100 million and didn't know whose money it was, where it was going. It's like, wait, I thought this was going to help the people of Argentina, right? Or these celebrity coins where they say, oh, this celebrity coin is going to change the world. It's like, how is it going to change the world? Well, we're going to change the world. Once we get people to buy it, then we're going to change the world. It's like, wait, but how is it going to change? How is the coin for a celebrity going to change the world? Like, there's never really been an answer to that question, right? So there is a difference between meme coins and shit coins. Those that we just discussed, those are shit coins. Dogecoin is a meme coin. Shiba Inu is a meme coin. But the narrative is calling everything a meme coin. But I think that as the money is also exiting the Solana's ecosystem because of the meme coin situation or coin situation, I do think that we're going to see, actually, and I say this loosely, but like valuable meme coins actually rise back up, like Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, the ones that we just discussed. Moving right along, a lot of discontent in the Ethereum ecosystem right now. Vitalik Buterin posted this in response to somebody saying, hearing so many Ethereum OGs say they haven't heard of me is sad, but here's a short bio for them. I'm a normal girl who likes having fun online with her internet friends, yippee. Okay, I don't know what that means, but Vitalik reposted it and said, what Ethereum needs is a lot of young blood who share the cypherpunk vision. All OGs are jaded. It's on the next generation now. Whoa. Now, here's the deal. I don't know exactly what he means by this, but I would say there is a point here. I actually wrote some notes because I think that this is really important for you guys to understand. This is not just about blockchain or crypto or coding. This is really about any kind of job. And a lot of what we're seeing with the government right now, with the Doge ecosystem, Department of Government Efficiency, going into a lot of these departments and kind of challenging, like, what are you guys spending money on? And I think that, think about it, right? Most of you guys have worked a job or are still working a job, right? And think about somebody who's been there for a very long time. Most companies, most offices, most jobs have this. Somebody who's been there for a very long time, no matter what it is. And the hardest thing for them, from what I've experienced, somebody who's been, at a company or at a job for a very long time, is that they don't want to have anything change, right? They want to just keep doing what they're doing. And what Doge is doing, right, in the government is they're going in and saying, like, where are we inefficient and why are we being inefficient? Even with the email, right? Tell us 5 things you did last week, right? If you can't say that, are you there there are a lot of good people who work for the government who want to do good work, right? And for companies as well. I'm not saying everybody's like this who's been at a company 20 years, but most of the time you'll find somebody who is jaded, right? They've been there for a long time. They haven't got the promotions they want. So now they're kind of just, stuck in the position and they think that's it, right? It's not it. They can just go to another company and get the position that they were trying to get, but people get comfortable, right? And then the change is where the uncomfortability comes in. And this is what we're seeing in the government situation as well, right? I remember, I think that it's important for people to understand that all ecosystems see this. The OGs, they have control of everything. They have control of the money. I mean, think about it. If you've been in Ethereum from the beginning, coding and developing and building, right? You're probably a whale or close to a whale. So you determine, right, where you want funding to go, where you want to invest, where you want to promote, and you probably have some clout because you've been in the space for a while, right? And then what happens is you get the new people who want to come in with these, vast ideas. Oh, we want to do this. We want to change this. We want to improve this. The OGs are like, well, that's difficult. Or, oh, well, that's not the way we do things. Or, well, we don't want to, right? Because think about it. In government type jobs, if you think about it, in government type contracts, there's potential that people are making a lot of money, right? So if you go in and say, hey, wait, why is it taking you 7 years to build this road, right? I actually was looking in a city more recently, and they were building a road. So I looked up the contract for that road. It was like I think 300 or 400 or 500 foot road, 13 years, and like $55 million that city spent on that 500 foot piece of road. It's the same thing like you saw in California. They built $1 billion for like a high-speed rail, and 10 years later, and $50 billion, nothing with 1 mile was created, right? And so going in and saying, wait, why is this so inefficient? We need to make it more efficient. That means that people are going to have to probably work a little bit harder, right? They're going to have to do a little bit more. They're going to have to kind of change their daily routine, and people don't like doing that. Same thing in these ecosystems. Guys, we've talked about it on this channel before, not just with Ethereum, but with other ecosystems as well, where people in the ecosystem are holding back new builders from growing because they're like, well, I don't think that we should be doing that, or maybe that's going to take much longer. That's not what we do on Ethereum. And it's like, what? Ethereum is supposed to be an open project for anybody to build on, right? And so what happens is these builders end up going to other ecosystems. They go to Solana, they go to, Avalanche, they go to Polkadot, they go to Dogecoin, they go to whatever. They go to other ecosystems to build there. And so Vitalik posted this saying OGs are jaded. And some of this is probably true, especially the ones who are bitching about it the most. How dare you say that, Vitalik? It's like, he didn't say you were jaded. He just said OGs are jaded. Right? And that it's time to move on, right? That the OG Ethereum ecosystem has to realize that things are changing within the Ethereum ecosystem. Anyway, this guy, Uncle Rockstar Developer, who's a Bitcoin uncle and a core developer, he, again, probably Bitcoin maximalist, he said as a developer, and by the way, he reposted he commented on Vitalik's take. He said, as a developer, I want to state an obvious fact. Ethereum is an absolute garbage dumpster fire. For the longest time, it kept going based on the claim that it will produce a decentralized world computer for smart contracts. Well, I think that's internet computer. But anyway, he said, which is a BS from the start, since blockchains are terrible for computation. To mask that foundational failing, pointless complexity kept being added on top, which every now and then rears its ugly head in hacks like the one that cost Bybit 40,000 or 400,000 Ethereum, $1.5 billion. The actual product market fit of Ethereum turned out to be a Rube Goldberg machine for laundering shitcoins. Especially stablecoins thrived on it. NFTs and meme tokens too, but stablecoins were behind most of the demand for Gwei. He said, however, ICO heydays are long gone. Stablecoins are coming back to Bitcoin, and Solana is now the blockchain of choice for meme token rug pulls. So at this point, I have no idea what people will actually use Ethereum for in the future. He said, of course, the marketing department of Vitalik and Joseph Lubin will continue producing world computer decentralization smoke and mirrors. But after what happened at the Ethereum Foundation, it should be obvious to everyone. ETH is Vitalik's chain, a startup really. If you're a developer contributing to it, you're not building anything world changing. You're just stacking Vitalik's equity and filling his pockets at those filling the pockets of those at the top of the pyramid. It's been years since any meaningful technical work has been done. The last major event being the merge. That was when they basically moved from proof of work to proof of stake. I believe that happened in 2021, if I'm not mistaken. He said, where Emperor Vitalik switched to proof of stake by decree, wrecked all the miners who had invested in the ecosystem. He said, and you don't need to take it from me. Just read the posts from longtime developers when they have moments of intellectual honesty to genuinely evaluate the situation. Try also to find Marty Bent's thread on all promises given on Ethereum over the last decade. So yeah, obviously he's not an Ethereum OG, I don't think, because again, he's a Bitcoin core developer. But think about what he is saying here. It essentially is saying what Vitalik is saying. OGs are jaded, right? I mean, if you think about Bitcoin and Bitcoin core developers, Bitcoin's development isn't really where it could potentially be if they wanted to grow bigger than what Bitcoin is, right? Whatever it is, store of value, large transaction mover, whatever you want to call it, right? There's not that much built on Bitcoin. And I'm not saying anything bad about Bitcoin. I'm just saying, compared to Ethereum, I think has gone a lot further from a development aspect. Listen, is everything in Ethereum the way that people think or want it to be? Probably not. I mean, Ethereum Foundation is just that. It's a foundation that was put together by Vitalik and a team, right? It's not just Vitalik, it's a team. But the team seems to be very kind of aligned in their thought process about how the Ethereum Foundation should be run. But make no mistake, Ethereum Foundation is not there to make you rich. Ethereum Foundation is not there to build your product for you or fund you to build your product. In my view, Ethereum is an open platform. You can build, anybody can go and build on it if they want, right? Ethereum Foundation, like many of the foundations on these cryptos, they're built there to kind of back it up or be another layer of support. But that doesn't mean that they're going to align with what your vision is. And so at the end of the day, I don't think that Bitcoin developers should be, chastising Ethereum or really any smart contract platform for that matter. Because from a development perspective, Ethereum can do a lot more and has a lot more actual use cases than Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin is literally just a store of value. I mean, nobody's really talking about, nobody even really, when you're thinking about global transactions, nobody's using the Lightning Network. And I don't even know how feasible it is because you're building on top of building on top of building. From a transaction standpoint, is it going to be like Visa, MasterCard? Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But there's definitely a lot of haste for Ethereum right now. I don't really get it fully. A lot of this comes from the Ethereum Foundation appointing 2 co-executive directors with the former Ethereum Foundation researcher to lead the Etherealize marketing arm. So people don't like that they kind of made 2 co-executive directors. People don't like that they moved the old executive director out. People don't. There's always going to be something people complain about, right? I mean, us as investors, you have to look at this as just noise. It's just noise. Because at the end of the day, Ethereum is still going to continue to operate. There's going to still be building on it. Some of the Ethereum maximalists like David from Bankless, he said, I remain skeptical about the ideas of co-executive directors. Ethereum needs strong executional leadership. Co-executive directors represent a choice to keep Ethereum Foundation flat in a time where Ethereum's competition is leveraging Ethereum's flatness against it. I think this is part of the issue, right, with decentralization, is you get to a point where you're so decentralized that everybody wants a leader. And having a leader is not decentralization. I think that's part of the reason they did co-executive directors. There's not one person in charge. It sounds like that was potentially part of the problem, that nobody wanted to be an executive director because they didn't want to be the person, right? But nobody's going to be 100% happy all the time, right? But us as investors, we have to look at it like this. Is any of this going to affect the fact that Ethereum is gearing up for a big move? At least that's what this one trader says. And it says Bitcoin, altcoins, crypto, halving Ethereum. He said he expects upward momentum from this support level very soon. And you can see on the chart, right? We just hit multiple levels right here. And so we'll see kind of where that goes. This user, Crypto Caesar, sharing gems, charts, and launches. He said Ethereum is looking good over here. Time to run it back turbo soon. And it looks like a double bottom over the past year or so, since July of last year. So will we bounce from here? Guys, I don't know. I mean, even when I'm recording this video, you can see the price has kind of moved back up, but there's a lot of volatility and a lot of money being moved around in the traditional space, in the institutional space, and it's going to be really important that we kind of follow it. And I'm going to keep you guys up to date on everything right here on the channel. Make sure you guys are subscribed. I'll see you when I see you. Crypto on.